Maraming salamat. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. It's an honor to welcome you to the launch of our non-woven textile innovations. The Philippine Textile Research Institute has championed the Philippine textile industry, at the very least aggressively in the last few years. We started with pushing boundaries, championing areas which were otherwise not known to be a domain for textiles. After that, we've been spinning innovations, however, weaving circularity, and this year we are stitching futures. True to the form of stitching futures, and at its core is Telang Pinoy. Telang Pinoy characterizes the myriad of fabrics and textiles that we have in the Philippines. It has been coined by no less than the President, when in his last State of the Nation address mentioned explicitly Telang Pinoy. So ano ba yung Telang Pinoy? Telang Pinoy is anchored in what truly is Filipino in textiles. At the heart of Telang Pinoy is Philippine tropical fabrics. Philippine tropical fabrics, of course, is the one mandated by law to be used for all government agencies as their uniform. So, as a side note, just make sure that if you see any government official or employee, they must at least be wearing Philippine tropical fabrics to be compliant to RA 9242. Otherwise, you are violating RA 9242. But so much so with Philippine tropical fabric, because we have expanded Philippine tropical fabric from just a simple uniform to something more functional. But how and where are we at this point? Where are we in the textile continuum to begin with? Textiles generally are anchored in the use of fibers. Fiber is a textile material. In the Philippines, these raw materials can be treated and could be made into treated fibers that are starting materials for these different textiles. Treated fibers from our raw materials, from our natural fibers, are our competitive and strategic advantage. These treated fibers may be spun. If you spin them, you produce yarns. Once we have the yarns may be woven, thus giving you woven textiles, or could also be knitted, thus giving you the knitted textiles. And further processing and finishing could give you the finished goods that you could see in day-to-day lives. However, textile fibers may be converted directly to fabrics, as in this case, a non-woven fabric. And by the way, a non-woven fabric can also be made into yarns, hence that's an arrow going up. And further finishing of the non-woven fabrics gives us the finished goods and products that we also see every day. But where exactly are we at this point? We are championing this part of the textile supply chain where non-woven textile are at its core. At the Philippine Textile Research Institute, wovens and knits have been part of our day-to-day R&D agenda and our R&D outputs. However, they are part of a bigger, much larger picture even in industry. And non-wovens actually causes that. Knits and wovens combined is even smaller, still smaller than the non-woven market as a whole. So ano ba talaga yung non-wovens? Just to define it formally and officially. Non-wovens are engineered fiber assemblies that are rendered planar and designed in such a way that they have a certain level of structural integrity through physical means or chemical means, and thus not allowing or not necessarily using the usual weaving, knitting, or paper making processes. So, hindi ito necessarily paper, although you'll see later on, some of them really resembles that of paper. Non-wovens is taking a lot of space as far as the market is concerned. Here, at least about 33%, but is still seeing about 8.43% compounded annual growth rate in the next coming years. But then, paano ba talaga tayo nagkakaroon ng non-woven and how exactly could we go through that process? Non-wovens are actually produced in 3 different stages. One is web forming, web development, and of course the application. Here we have different approaches: dry laying, air laying, wet laid, and the spun laid approaches. Ito yung way by which we form the web. Then we can actually go to a bonding process, allowing it to be formed into a textile material, and further on making them into the different materials we use for various applications. If we zero in on wet laid and dry laid and wet laid alone, this is where natural fibers in the Philippines could be very, very well used. Dry laids are actually needle punch fabrics. These are materials or fibers that are actually interlocked using needles. So it's just puncturing that material, allowing the fibers to be interlocked mechanically. Or we could actually use also water or the wet laid nonwovens, which is very similar to paper making, except for the fact that it contains more fiber than it is in paper. That's the wet laid nonwovens. Or maybe you could also use air. Air being used to actually bond or interlock these materials into the fabric that we know as air laid nonwovens. With these three, there's another end, which is the spun laids. These spun laids are not necessarily coming from natural textile fibers. They can come from polymeric materials, as in this case, polyethylene, polypropylene, and the likes. Spun laids could be likened to your cotton candy making. That process allows you to blow this melted polymer, thus forming a web, and this web actually, once treated, becomes your fabric. We are looking at a 15.2 million ton annual production globally, estimated at about $62.8 billion in amount or in value, and also a compounded growth of about 9% every year. This is actually about 43 billion in US dollars in 2024, looking at it to go to as high as 80 billion US dollars in the global market in the year 2034. And this is just looking at the Asia Pacific region as alone. By the way, the Asia Pacific region accounts for a huge production of these nonwovens in the entire world. The market for these fabrics could actually be disintegrated, could actually also be broken down into the different applications by which they are made. Remember, every single way by which you make them directs their application. We are looking at fabrics that ranges from 50 to about 350 grams per square meter, sounding technical, but this is exactly the breadth of these fabrics that we produce in about 800 global facilities producing nonwoven textiles. And we are looking at its application in various industries, hence also the different materials. I'd like to zoom into the slide showing you how polyester still dominates the market, but you could also see here natural fibers starting to pick up. And this is where the story of the Philippines will start. The end-use application still is so much on hygiene and industrial, not necessarily wearables, thus making nonwovens a really robust industrial and technical textile material. We are looking at growth areas of about 17% in the sustainability side, and also looking at a 20% even more surge in interest as far as its biodegradability and environmentally sounding propositions for these natural materials. Oops. As a matter of fact, in the US, when we presented these nonwoven textile applications in IDEA 2025, this was one of those that actually caught the attention of the international market. The production of nonwovens anchored on the sustainability agenda is the one that propels our nonwoven proposition forward. Thus, the program Diversification of Philippine Textiles through Nonwoven Applications. This program has been funded by the DOST. That's why we're able to put together everything that you'll see this afternoon. Nonwoven textile innovation is really about trying to break into that market, something which we have never actually captured before. But what we could see is that the fact that this nonwoven is still heavily anchored on our natural textile fiber proposition. Meaning, based abundant natural materials, pag hindi mo pwedeng gawin sinulid, pwede po siyang gawin for nonwoven application. Hence, the range and slew of different textile materials that we have developed over the past few years is starting to be used across different industries, different domains, and different applications. And thus, we have coined the term Onward. Onward is pushing the boundaries of Philippine textiles forward. With all of these applications across different industries, there is a very huge gap with respect to government doing it or the private sector doing it. Thus, Partnership for the Goals have pushed us to be able to capture what the private sector can actually give in terms of diversifying and the product development of these non-woven textiles. Hence, non-woven textiles will be produced, will now be packaged as Onward. Onward non-woven textiles for construction. Onward non-woven textiles, or Onward for home. Onward for agriculture. Onward for apparel. For accessories. For mobility. For filters. For health. For wellness. For packaging. For energy. And for structures. And speaking of structures, the Secretary already mentioned, we again welcome and invite all of you to join us in January when we will inaugurate the Non-Woven Textile Innovation Center in Taguig, allowing us here in the Philippines to produce these very textiles that we have already presented to you. Thus, non-wovens is in the middle, not just of the products that we have, but it's in the middle of our textile and lifestyle conversation. Non-wovens is in the heart of all of these products that we consume and use and develop every single day. Non-wovens, therefore, and Onward is about pushing Telang Pinoy forward. Onward is about, or taking with us, that which actually makes us special, those that makes us unique, and those that makes us beautiful. Onward is about the choices that we make. It's about the choice for a cleaner, a safer, a friendlier, and a more kind earth. It's about the choices for better futures. So let's give Telang Pinoy a chance. Let's make Onwards part of our better beautiful choices today. So with that, thank you very much. Here is Onwards for the Philippines.